morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are doing great. Today we are going to continue with our chapter, birds and their nesting habits. Today we will see some interesting birds and their nesting style and nesting habits. Until yesterday, we saw that different birds have different nesting habits. Some birds make their nest in a special different way. Today, we have the sparrow, sunbird, the sparrow, the sunbird, and dove. Children, the sparrows, sunbirds, doves, and few more other birds, they work in pairs. Okay, they work in pairs, and you can see here, sparrow is making a nest in this one, and another sparrow is coming and helping it out. So doves also, sunbirds also, whenever they make a nest, they make nests together, like 2, 3 birds together, they make their nest. It makes their work more easy. Sunbird, see, you can see in these pictures also saying that a bird is there inside. How nicely these are made their nest, so comfortable. You can see here they have used lots of twigs, cottons, their own feathers. You can see inside also they put lots of feathers to make it more cozy. And doves also, they make their nest using lots of twigs and all, and they also work in pairs. Sparrow, a sparrow makes its nest between the branches of a tree, on the top of almirah, behind the shelf, in the meter room, or any such corners. So children, sparrow is also a social bird, right? You find it in your colonies a lot, in your house, wherever sparrows are commonly found around us. So where and all have you seen the nests of the sparrows? They make the nest on the branches of the trees, on the top branches, so that nobody is able to catch it up. Or sometimes we find the nest of the sparrows behind almirahs, like if a room is not been used for a long time and there's a gap for any birds to enter, they come inside, they make it their nest over there. In meter rooms, see, you have this broken meters, right? Meter boxes, the electricity meter boxes of your house, which is built outside your houses. If it is having a small hole also, the sparrows enter inside it and they make their nest over there. And there are many more, top of the poles also, and near your ventilators of your houses. So all those places you can find the nest of the sparrow. Now coming to crow. How does a crow make its nest? Do you know, children? A crow makes its nest. A crow uses all types of materials, right from wire pieces, wood pieces, and makes its nest. Crow builds its nest on or near the topmost branch of the tree. Children, what this crow they do, they usually fly high. So what they do, they usually build their nest on the topmost branch of the tree. Usually, okay, they build over there. And crow is also found everywhere. So what does a crow do? It not only takes the twigs, feathers, leaves, or cottons, it uses all the materials. Like if you get, if they find any wire pieces which is easily be foldable, they pick up that. They use wood pieces to make their nest. Everything possible in and around, whatever they find it best comfortable for their nest, they pick it up to make it for them to stay. Now I have a very beautiful bird in front of you. Have you seen the nest of a tailor bird? See, with the name only we can make out that it's a bird which weaves its weaving. It weaves, it stitches its nest using lots of, what do you say, leaves and cottons and twigs. These nests can be generally seen hanging on the branches. The tailor bird stitches the leaves with the help of its beak using small twigs as threads to make this its nest. I'll show you here. You can see in this particular slide how nicely, see the two leaves hanging on the tree is being weaved. See, it is using twigs and all to stitch its houses. Now in the down you can see how nicely the chicks of the tailor birds are inside this nest, and there you can see the nest is made of the leaves. You can see small holes on this what do you say, on this leaves also, how nicely the tailor bird is actually stitching. You can see it uses straw, soft twigs and feathers inside the nest to make it cushion. To make a cushion, it is really nice to see this bird making its nest. Have a look over here in this video wherein you can see the bird is stitching with the help of its beak. It stitches 2-3 leaves together and it makes like a cover cone and puts all the feathers, cottons and everything to make it more comfortable and cushiony, and it stitches with the help of twigs and makes its nest. How beautiful, right? Now here we have another bird. Its name is Barbette. What it is? Barbette. In summers, you must have heard a lot of tuk-tuk sounds coming from the tree trunk. Yes, we see lots, we get to hear a lot of tuk-tuk sounds. What does it mean? It means that a bird is hitting the tree trunk with its beak. The barbettes have very strong, sharp beaks which help them to make a hole in the tree trunk. You can see how the barbette has made a hole inside the tree trunk and made a space inside so that they can stay inside. They make their nest inside the tree trunks. So it keeps, and they do it usually in the month of summer. Why? Because inside the tree trunk it is quite cold for them to stay and avoid the heat of the summer. It is a barbette or a Cooper Smith who makes its nest in the hole of the tree trunk. So usually we say barbettes, Cooper Smiths, woodpecker, which does these kinds of work. They make holes inside the tree trunk and they stay inside that. Let's just recapitulate what we studied today. We studied that sparrow, sunbird, doves, they make their nest in pairs, in the pairs. Then we saw how sparrow makes its nest on the tree branches, on your almirahs, unused rooms, then this meter boxes, etc. And then we saw about crow. Crow flies high in the sky. It selects the top branch of the tree to make its nest, and it uses all varieties of things, right from twigs, cottons, feathers, and then straws, wires, wood pieces to make its nest. Then we saw about tailor bird, how tailor bird weaves its weaves the leaves to make its nest. It makes its nest on the leaves, right? They select the tree which has big leaves, then they stitch it with the help of their beaks and they make it more cushiony. For that they use lots of cottons, feathers, hairs to make it smooth and spongy for the baby chicks to stay inside that. Then we saw about barbette, Cooper Smith, woodpecker, which makes its nest inside the tree trunk, making a hole in that. For that, what sound they do make it? They make this tuk-tuk sound. What sound? Tuk-tuk sound. So with that, they make a hole inside the tree trunk, and in that they stay to avoid the heat of the summer. Wasn't it interesting? We will see some more interesting nests in our tomorrow's class. Until then, bye.